Welcome to lesson 12, and today we are going to be writing our essay. A couple of quick test day reminders. On May 20th, you are writing the AP exam rhetorical analysis essay, and you will have 45 minutes to read the prompt and write the essay, and 5 minutes to get that submitted. In our next class, I'm actually going to be going over, well, how do we actually log in and how do we get all of that to make sure it's set up for success. And so stay tuned for the next lesson because that will go over it in more detail. But because you are on a time constraint, here's my suggested breakdown of the time. And we've kind of gone over these in different lessons, but now we're putting it all together. So you will have 3 minutes to read and deconstruct the rhetorical situation in the prompt, similar to what we've practiced in the past. You'll have 7 minutes to read and annotate the passage, and I just recommend having scratch paper ready so you can jot down those key main ideas throughout the passage and how they're changing, maybe some key lines, where she's addressing or appealing to her audience in the rhetorical situation. And you'll want to have those that scratch paper so you can get that down for notes. And then you will have 5 minutes to write the introduction. And remember, you must have a summary of the rhetorical situation in your introduction and a thesis statement. But in order to have a great introduction and potentially earn some sophistication points, you would want to add some additional context. And then you'll have 25 minutes to write the body paragraphs, 5 minutes to write the conclusion, and 5 minutes to submit the essay. And it seems like a lot, but I will say sometimes it's helpful for students to see this breakdown just so that they can monitor their time. You will also notice that the most time is kind of spent on those body paragraphs and making sure your analysis is strong and that your commentary is thorough. And so today that is what you're going to primarily focus your time on because we're going to be writing the essay, but you've already written the intro and the conclusion. So as you write your essay today, remember to analyze the writer's moves and the strategies by considering the rhetorical situation. And I have some tips here. We used these tips in lesson 3 when we were focusing on improving our commentary in order to earn the sophistication point. So the first tip is to state your example. That's your context and your evidence. So whatever that piece of after you've already named your topic sentence for the body paragraph, and yesterday you kind of set up those topic sentences and those pieces of evidence in a graphic organizer. You're just stating your context and your evidence, and that's the example that you're going to analyze. Then you might want to take a sentence to explain the example a bit, maybe put it into your own words. Then you're going to spend steps 3, 4, and 5 actually analyzing for the rhetorical situation. So what does this reveal about the writer and her values, beliefs, and needs? Or what does this reveal about her perception of the audience and the audience's values, beliefs, and needs? And then maybe describe why it is persuasive. And if you do this for each example, that will ensure that your analysis is thorough and your commentary is thorough. Just a quick reminder, yesterday you already planned out your essay, so you had your thesis and you were planning out your body paragraphs and the examples or the pieces of evidence that you're going to use to support that body paragraph. So please have that open today as you are writing so you can simply see here is the topic of my body paragraph 1. Now I know my the example that I'm going to state, and then I need to go into detail kind of analyzing what that example reveals about the writer, the audience, the purpose, and how it's persuasive. And I do recommend that you have at least 2 examples per body paragraph. So you may repeat steps 1 through 5 for each of those examples or those pieces of evidence for as many times as you have it in the body paragraph. And then last but not least, if you do find yourself kind of needing some vocabulary to use, I have saved these rhetorically accurate active verbs in the Google Classroom under lesson 12. And so you'll notice that you can use stronger active verbs instead of just saying says or states or writes or talks about. So avoid those and instead use something that's a little bit more concise. Is she calling her audience to action? Is she advocating for a specific idea, etc.? And so please use that if you wish, but remember that the essay should be done by the end of class today. And if you have any questions, I imagine most of these are probably individualized questions that you have about your writing and about your organization. Please don't hesitate to reach out using the chat function. If you have whole class questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the whole class question.